Tuesday from the Redneck Garage. Well, I'm out here. These are just a few of the boxes for the Honda rebuild project. And one of the questions I get asked all the time is, where do you get your parts? Well, I get them from a lot of different places. I get them from eBay, Amazon, guy down the street, who knows. But one of the great resources that you can try is one of these pull your own parts junkyards. There's a bunch of different names for them. Pick apart, pull apart, get your dang part. All those kind of places are pretty good. And I'll just show you what my experience was with a 2003 Honda, trying to find a few parts for it by going to some of these junkyards. All right, I'm driving up to Nashville, and I've gotten a few complaints in the past saying when I do wreck repairs and things like that, I don't do a step-by-step. And what I would say with that is it's really hard to do a step-by-step process, because every single car that's wrecked, in the front end and the back end, wherever, is going to be different than another one. There's no universal wrecks, you know. So I'm trying to do tools and procedures and include a lot more information of maybe how you can think you can do it yourself, but some of it's going to have to come from your own noggin and to be able to do some of this stuff. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. I'm always happy to answer any questions, but as far as like sending me a picture, is this car rebuildable? And I don't know, that's kind of a tough one without actually looking at the car. So we'll be there in a minute. Pick your part, Nashville. This is in Sketchville City. So we'll see what kind of cars they got up here. I know you got to pay, like, pull apart, but they might have something good. Who knows? Here's an 07 Accord, which would basically be the same car, and you see the airbags are deployed or gone, and then the front end looks like it'd been repaired once before there, huh? There's not much salvage in that. Alright, so this is it, man. There's a couple newer model ones, but I tell you, most of the parts are up to 02. There's a couple 03s, and I scored a couple parts, but for the most part, everything's a little bit older or just smashed to crap and nothing usable. I will say they had a pretty good selection of the newer stuff, though. We'll say they had more than pull apart, but this is what you kind of get. Something that's smashed up, hood's gone. The V6 and the 4-cylinders are different, so like your intake's different, everything else. So it's time to leave the old pull your part. The question you got to ask yourself is, was it worth it? Well, heck yeah, it was worth it. I got an airbag, a battery tray, and a bumper support where the old one was bent, but I paid like $10 for it. So $86 I was able to get out the door with, and I can tell you the airbag's like really expensive if you have to buy one. So I was excited about that. Headed back to Franklin. So I'm coming up on downtown Nashville, Music City, USA, country music capital of the world, where the Tennessee Titans play and lose every weekend, but we do have the Predators, which rock! All right, I'm going to junkyard number 2. This is Pick Apart, something like that. First one was okay. This is the second junkyard we're going to. This one's supposed to have 4 or 5 later model Accords, and we'll see. I just need some little piece parts for the front bumper assembly, and we'll be done getting parts for this stinking thing. So we'll see what this place looks like. So I'm taking the Prius up to Nashville because it gets 55 miles per stinking gallon. So Jerry, just be quiet. I'm 6'4" and it's very comfortable. So we're gonna see what this place looks like, but it's not gonna cost much in gas to get up there, that's for sure. More walking and searching, trying to find a car. I ain't seeing no real rhyme or reason to it, so we'll just keep walking. Well, holy moly, they do have one. So I'm gonna see if I can get any parts off of this one. We'll keep looking. They may have another one. They're showing a couple different ones. Here's one of the other Honda Accords, and it looks like that hood would have been good till somebody smacked it. I don't think that was from the wreck, but I could be wrong. Looks like that may have been from moving it. I was looking at the fender, but it's gotten smacked too. Yeah, this is one of the few that doesn't have any map or anything. You just got to wander around and look. So I've been walking around for about an hour. They got all kinds of weird stuff. There's a Land Rover next to a Nissan, next to a Chrysler. So your guess is as good as mine. I did find 2 Hondas though, so bonus. Ooh, here's the interior of an old Chevy van. If vans could talk, Wow, chicka, wow, wow, chicka, chicka, chicka. Well, believe it or not, here at the old pick-apart, I was able to find two newer Honda Accords and find the parts that I actually needed, which is a trip, and they charged me $10. On eBay, I was looking at the price of the parts, and it was like $17 per bracket, so I got two of those and another thing that was like $10. So it was worth it coming up here. Got my hands dirty. I'm about ready to head back to Franklin. Look at this freaking traffic. Holy crap. This sucks. This is in Sketchville, USA, but you can pick a car. If you can't pick a part, you can pick a car. How cool is that? Okay, so that's going to end my junkyard expedition here at the Redneck Garage. And what are our takeaways from that? Well, first of all, if it's a late model car, it's probably not going to go to a pick apart, pull apart, go get your part, get your hands dirty and pull the own thing yourself part junkyard. Typically, it's going to go to a higher end junkyard where they're going to pull the parts themselves and sell them for a premium to like body shops and things like that. Some of the junkyards now are actually going to the auctions and buying some later model vehicles, and that was the case with two of the junkyards that we went to. They had up to an '07 model Honda, which was interesting, but today I was able to get the clip that holds the bumper on the fender, which was broken on the old one, which I really needed. Two brackets that hold the bumper on the front end. And while I was there, I went ahead and picked up, you know, this piece, which is the plastic cover that goes over the top of it. And all of that for 10 bucks, so you can't beat that. I was able to pick up like probably 30 or 40 bolts, because they don't care about bolts. So as you're taking them apart, throw your bolts in your bag, and you got a whole bunch of bolts, extra bolts to put your car back together. So I'm tickled with that. We got a bunch of parts from the junkyard, not all the parts we needed. However, some of the little bitty pieces that are just a huge pain to get from a dealership or from eBay or whatever, I was able to just go and get what I needed. So that was cool. So that's the advantage of it. The disadvantage of it, you may not find what you need and you may have to go back. But check it first. Who knows? You might get lucky. I'm David from the Redneck Garage. Keep turning wrenches.